All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Atlanta Falcons. Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
This is it! 19! 124! Hot! Motion!
Check the backer, check the backer!
24! Check 3! And
The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's good for a Buccaneer first, to pick up of 12 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Showing it! 59! Kill! 31! Checking! Crash!
A first down carry for Barkley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucks have a first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
SOS. You go tight. You got
Alert!
You got tight right there. Hey, switch gears. Hey, look.
55!
Watson just beating the play clock. And an alley to run. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10. This is Elliott. Elliott a first down and more. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ezekiel Elliott, 32 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Excellent start there. First drive of the season, big-time success, putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line.
At their own 37-yard line.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up first and 10 at their own 37.
Check.
Topper!
Check out read.
jet bomber. 22 jet bomber.
Naeem Hines, his first carry. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Here's 2nd and 8. And a catch made by Hopkins. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Here's Hines. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing again is Watson. That's taken in by Callaway. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. On 2nd and 11 now. Watson eluding the pressure right. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down.
We got 4. We got 4.
Hey, 59!
From the gun, here's Watson. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Let's go.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here.
Good set. Good take.
Everyone's got four down.
They'll try the air now with Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jerry Tillery in there to drop him for a loss on the play.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for a loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Check.
Out of the gun, Watson. And he holds it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Antonio Callaway there to make the grab as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Come on,
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Watch the pass. Check nickel.
Hey, Delta. Hit it.
2nd and 3. Open man is Samuel, complete. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch time.
Get it.
Off the play fake. Ackerman. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead.
Ready up.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Hey, Charlie.
Here we go. One's the mic. Watch one. I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school. So Mike's number 1, Mike's.
Hey, Alpha.
I'm coming after you.
Go.
Back to throw. Ackerman. That's going to be caught by Samuel. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down.
17 yards on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Down. 15, Lonnie. 15 Lonnie.
Let's go.
Hey, wahoo. Big grip.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Completes it to Samuel. 3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down. 3rd and 4, he did just enough, and I mean just enough to move the chains.
And that's all you're looking for, right? Just want to keep the drive moving. You don't need the big play there. Just get to that marker that you described, and he was able to do just that.
Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards.
Ready.
And it's 2nd and 2.
Watch one. Watch one. I got you, punt.
Smith.
So nice number one. You bet.
To throw on 2nd down. Ackerman. It's complete to Hopkins. Touchdown, Falcons. DeAndre Hopkins, 41 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over. This game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
On 2nd and 10, Watson forced out to his left. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
A gain of 10 brings up 3rd and inches.
Pick it up. Check.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
And the Buccaneer first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike, coming to you.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
What's tight? Tight is right. 3 down.
To throw is Watson. To throw again. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. First down, Tampa Bay there, a gain of 13.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
We're set. 19.
That's what I do.
On first down, Watson. Rolling to his right. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
You better be ready.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
We're set. 19.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down.
On first down, it's Watson. He'll let this go for the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Check 37. Check 37.
And let's go.
Off of play action, it's Watson. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 29-yard line.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
For the set. For 18.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. 4 down. 4 down. Alone.
And let's go.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson, he'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7.
All day, baby.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. 3rd and long, it's Watson. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back.
You don't want it. 25. Check 25.
They begin the drive with Hines. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The tackle there by John Johnson. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with.
Out. Tight dog. Switch.
After the interception, here's Watson. And that'll be incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Here's Watson. Going to throw again. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. And this one is right down the middle. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now a signal and a timeout called, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Ready? 8, read.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And an alley to run. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one, as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Space to maneuver at the 40. He finds Hopkins complete. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
15 yards. That's good for Falcons. First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Here we go. 90 Wolf.
Watch left, watch left. Tight end to the left, tight end left.
Greystone travel. Let's go.
On first down, Ackerman. Quick hitter here, it's complete. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Tighten up.
Now it's Hines. And he gets us to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Now a first down run is sniffed out from the start as they'll drop him for a loss of 4. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
This is it. 19.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Throwing on second and 14. Watson. Buying time to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Gonna need something special here on third and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Check 3.
Watson. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And that one will skip out of bounds as the linesman will mark this thing right at the 15-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Let's go now.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10.
Leo.
Focus, defense, focus.
Let's go.
They run with Hines. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28.
70.
The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Looking to throw on second down. Ackerman, and complete to Zach Ertz. 23 yards the pickup there.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Looking to throw. Ackerman flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Credit the sack to Vita Vea.
Check 31.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Bravo.
Back to throw. Ackerman going deep for Hopkins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And this one hits at the one, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Evans. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Break.
Nice number one. Here we go, D.
Go.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Mike one.
Hit it.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 12. Yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
Come on, fellas.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Got it.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Zoo.
Tight as Ringo. Tight as on Ringo.
Get it.
Looking to throw. Ackerman. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
First down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Ready.
This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10.
So Mike's number one. Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
Let's go.
Back to throw. Ackerman. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Let's go. 10-2 soft.
6. I got it. Double tight, guys. Double tight. 3 down. Check.
General West.
Whip. Watch the whip.
Deep river.
Quick throw into the hands of Hopkins out wide. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. Off play action. Ackerman. They'll find Hines out of the backfield. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice safe throw and a good one.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Jason Myers on for the field goal. A 51-yard attempt.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that cuts into the deficit. It's now 20-10. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Bucks offense set to begin their next possession. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
It's a gain of 35.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Switch. Hey.
And an alley to run. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Saquon Barkley, 40 yards as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Set, ready, 8, read.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Let's go.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Got some room at the 30. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Ackerman, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Look, squeeze. Ready?
On 1st and 10, Ackerman. Flush to his right, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
So Mike's number one. All day, dog. Mike one. He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Here we go.
5.
Back to throw. Ackerman. And he whips that one incomplete there. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. But now it'll be 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Got his target, Samuel. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucks' 32-yard line.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Come on, set.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's first and 10 at the 32-yard line. Operating from the gun, Ackerman. And his pass incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Here's second and 10 now from about the 32.
Watch the 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Watch the shit. Get it.
This is Hines, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down.
Protein spill.
Brings up third down and 11.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
Mike one. Watch the backer, watch the backer. Here we go.
Say go.
To throw on third down, Ackerman. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucks' 14. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the side.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes.
Ready.
Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
Brings up third down.
Hey, check Mike, Mike 6, Mike 6. Let's go, D. Check 50, check 50.
Hey, seam 6, seam 6.
Mike 6. Mike 6. Hey, let's get some penetration here.
Throwing on third and long. Ackerman. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off inside the 10. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
Interception, baby. All game.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Go. Bring it. Hatch it. Shift. Check. Go. Crouch. Switch it.
Oh, able to avoid him. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucks have a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Elliott on first down. Got to get this back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it.
You got him. You got him. You got him.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage and anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys good, backside guys,
man,
that's what you're supposed to do.
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third.
Double tight. Slam.
He may try and run for this.
I got it.
It's a gain of 16, first down Tampa Bay.
All right, I don't want to get too poetic here where they talk about, the eyes being the windows of the soul. You know what else the eyes do? They see the open spaces on a field, and those eyes carry your legs to those spots, and that's what happened on that play. He saw an opening and went and got it.
Well, he really hasn't ran the ball all game. Fourth quarter here, need a big play, able to pick it up. So whatever the eyes saw and created, it worked.
We're set. 18.
So fire the cannons. It's a victory here for Tampa Bay. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. But now I'm listening to you. So for the Buccaneers, not much to complain about here. They come in and steal a victory in a tough place to play on a Sunday night. And they'll have another road date next week with the Carolina Panthers. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.